between.
Yeah.
If I had a bullpen, or let's say I had a bad game, or a pitch didn't feel right, like, maybe a pitch didn't feel right, and leading up to the next bullpen, I wanted to work on that pitch, to work on my cutter or something like that. I wanted to throw a bunch of cutters or sliders, because it wasn't good the game before, and in my bullpen I threw way more than I should have. If my workload should have been a 20, maybe I was like a 27 or 28. I was getting up to close to 30. I'm probably gonna feel that, especially in July, August. So then if that happened, next day might be a little lighter, or the next 2 days I would bring it a little bit lower my workload a little bit, my daily workload, just so that I can feel fresh for my game day, and I can just let it eat. I wouldn't have to worry about like, hey, I can't. I have less pitches, or I can only go really 5 or 6 innings today.
Yeah.
I want to be able, on my game days, just let it eat. And if I have to go 9, then I'm ready to go 9. What's nice about having all this is that I don't have to worry about pitch count in the game, because I know that I've properly progressed. So in Japan, they're very big on, especially if you're one of their premier starters, like, you're going to get in there deep. Like, you're our guy. So if you're in a jam, we're still going to rely on you. And when you get out of that jam, you're going back out there. So you see a lot of, like, the Japanese, especially with the Japanese pitchers, and especially the Japanese, like, aces on the team, like, they're going like 135 pitches a lot, right? They don't really have any of the data that they don't use the motor sleeve. But for someone like me, on the flip side of that, they don't really like doing that to Americans, because the foreigners, they know, like to hover right around 100 pitches to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more on the Japanese side with that aspect, because I'm like, I have all this data, all this workload. I know I've progressed.
You can handle it.
Dude, throw me out there. I'm ready to rock. If I get out of jam in the 7th and I feel good, throw me back out there for the 8th. If the 8th is rolling, throw me back out there for the 9th. I can throw 120, 130 pitches and do what I have to do. Look at the data. Obviously the AC ratio is going to jump up